Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. Germany is out of its depth. Friedrich Merz is out of his depth. Yes, Germany searched and Germany found. Yes, that's what Aloha's father in Cote d'Ivoire says. Ekafo, Ekaka. Friedrich Merz, this new German chancellor who came in with a fierce determination to seriously attack Russia and who promised before God, before men, and before history that he would help Ukraine to the bone to enable Ukraine to achieve victory over Russia. Today, as I speak to you, he is feeling the heat. Germany is feeling the heat. A few days ago, Germany tried to wash its hands and feet of this Ukrainian affair. Now, the opposite is happening. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, has just recently sent a highly confidential and exceptionally secret letter to the German government, a significant diplomatic communication that has been carefully dispatched. But this letter ended up leaking. It wasn't public, it was private. And in this letter, Ukraine makes a special request to Germany. Yes, and even Germany can't believe it. What is being asked for in the secret letter is so much, it's enormous. Germany can't handle it. So, what is Ukraine asking for? Ukraine made a complete list of the weapons it needs right now, as of this moment, which is zero. That's Ukraine's right. America has decided to start gradually abandoning Ukraine. America is focused on its own business. America is going to abandon Ukraine. Yes, they've stopped sending weapons. So, who will Ukraine turn to now? Those who encouraged Ukraine to sabotage the Istanbul negotiations. Those who are encouraging it to keep fighting against Russia. We vividly remember last May, the prominent Friedrich Merz, the new and rather restless German chancellor, officially announced the joint production of advanced missiles, both on sovereign Ukrainian territory and on German territory, a significant and strategic development. So, a co-production. A few days earlier, this same Friedrich Merz had declared that Germany and Western countries, notably France and the United States, were authorizing Ukraine to strike deep into Russia with their long-range missile weapons. We saw him speak. He was very pleased. But it was a trap. Ukraine began striking with long-range missiles. Ukraine doesn't have any left. America is ending its support. We also learned that, in fact, a shipment of weapons intended for Ukraine had made it as far as Poland, but the Trump administration had it blocked. No, that's not going to work. It needs to be sent back to the United States. As I told you in one of the previous video conferences, the American stockpile of munitions and weapons is depleted. It takes 4 years to replenish it. So Zelensky is making this request, but the list, that's what's frightening. It's too much. Germany. Can Germany handle this? Question mark. At the moment when Germany makes it clear that things aren't going well for them either, that their stockpile is such and such, that's when Zelensky makes this request. And the German chancellor is caught between a rock and a hard place. Either he signs what Ukraine is asking for, which will impact his economy, his budget, and his military equipment, or he refuses. And then he will be portrayed in front of Ukraine and the Western world as a demagogue. Someone who announced unwavering support from his country to Ukraine, yet is unable to give Ukraine what it asks for at the very moment when they have it available. So ladies and gentlemen, in this video conference, it is of course this current event that we are going to discuss. But before we continue, please like and share the video conference as much as possible in all the groups you can. And above all, don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. And if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel, Les Samouraï. Let's dive deep. According to official information, Ukraine has sent Germany a secret list of weapons it needs. This was reported by Bild, which is a German media outlet, a newspaper. According to this newspaper, Bild, the list received by the German government reveals 3 categories of weapons. Ukraine is requesting 3 categories of weapons from Germany. The first category is air defense weapons. The second category is armored vehicles. And the third category is types of weapons for electronic warfare. Kiev has requested 4 complexes of German modular medium and short-range Iris-T anti-missile systems. So, 4 air defense systems. That's a lot. As if that weren't enough, Ukraine is requesting 1,500 Maranatha missiles. 1,500 missiles. Do you remember? The United States of America has the capacity to produce 60 missiles per month, according to what Pentagon advisor Dan had stated. 60 per month. So, if Germany gives 1,500 missiles, listen. First of all, 1, that means Germany is directly participating in the war, in a way. Yes, and if Germany empties that out, takes all of that from its reserves, what will Germany have left? And we also know that the production capacity of NATO factories is low compared to the capacity of Russian factories to produce missiles and drones. So they are requesting 1,500 missiles for the medium-range Iris-T system and 500 for the short-range Iris-T SLM system, as well as 2,000 shells for 40mm anti-aircraft guns. So not 200,000 shells. Ukraine is requesting 200,000 shells. Beyond that, the list includes 1,000 vehicles. Ukraine went all out. Ukraine is requesting 1,000 mine-resistant transport vehicles and 200 tracked vehicles, 30 armored demining vehicles, 20 to 30 Windset engineering armored vehicles, and 200 all-terrain vehicles for special forces. That's much. It's as if Ukraine is asking for all this to restart the conflict, meaning before the start of the special military operation. That's almost the amount of military equipment Ukraine had. So they basically have to completely replenish the entire stock. But where is Germany going to get that from? Where? And what if the United States insists? The United States, whose weapon stockpiles have been left at a critical level. If the United States insists, it will be putting itself in a vulnerability that goes unspoken. So Ukraine doesn't stop there. She is requesting, I was about to say also, 1,000 GPS jammers to counter drones and 200 mobile ground radars. So, according to the media, military and industry sources confirm the existence of this list. But for now, Berlin has not yet responded. Berlin's response remains uncertain. It says, will Germany respond favorably? The answer is, we don't know. Because does Germany even have the ability to provide all that? At a time when all the countries in Europe are struggling, reorganizing themselves to rearm, Germany itself had even started to rearm. Unfortunately, an order for a certain number of weapons that Germany had placed with South Africa was blocked. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was today's top story. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news for you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.